My name's Brandon Boyd.
And I'm Brandon's mom.
I'm Dr. Lynn Spiegel.
No, we're not ready to go.
What are you talking about? We've talked about this over and over. We've
Said I'm not doing it.
Brandon.
No, I'm not doing it. Mom,
Brandon,
just don't even talk to me. I'm not
Stop
doing
being
it.
ridiculous now.
I'm not doing it, Mom.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
No one's listening to me anyway. Why do I even have to be there?
Oh, I'm really shocked.
Brandon's mother completely took over the interview.
My mom just took over the entire appointment, and I'm not starting methotrexate because it reacts violently with alcohol.
And for once, I got a sense of what was really going on in there. He stood up for himself and he did march out and, brought the visit to an abrupt end, but I could see that we needed to talk further.
Honestly, I'm not gonna just sit there and confess my soul to my doctor with my mom right there.
He doesn't drink. Like, nobody knows him better than me. I know exactly what those doctors need to hear, and I'm gonna make sure that they hear it.
If I were going to redo the situation, I think I'd want to give Brandon's mother the chance to express her concerns, but then I'd ask her to give me time alone with Brandon.
For this appointment, I plan to actually ask my mom to leave the appointment so I can just say what's actually on my mind about this.
Wow, letting Brandon go in on his own. It's a little bit scary, to be honest with you. Brandon is a little bit quiet, so he hasn't always shared or been willing to share. Letting him go in on his own means taking a big leap of faith that he's ready for that at this point.
But I think it's really important that we have time alone so that I can explore adolescent issues with him.
Because if I don't tell him something, then I could really end up getting hurt by some medicine. It could all really go wrong if I'm not really truthful, so I'll have to make sure that I am truthful. I'll have to plan out what I'm going to say to my mom and make sure I don't say it too harshly. And I'll have to get my doctor's help to make sure that my mom won't just stay in there and take over the appointment.
I think it'll be difficult for me to stick to the plan if Brandon's mother insists on staying in the room.
My fear that he's not going to share everything. What if they don't get everything that they need in order to make the best decision for him at this point?
At our last visit, I had talked about the fact that your arthritis is really active and I'd like to start you on methotrexate. I've given you information to read about it, and are you ready to talk about it?
Yeah, I am, but if you don't mind, Mom, I'd like to actually talk to her by myself. We discussed that.
I think I should stay here.
Ruth Ann, I completely understand that you are worried and that you want information about this. I think what would really work best is if I could have some time alone with Brandon, and then at the end of the meeting, I'm happy to bring you back in and I can answer any of your concerns, but I think this is important for Brandon.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you're sure.
It's okay, Mom. It'll be okay.
Okay.
So Brandon, before we go further, I just want to know, do you have any questions for me?
I'm almost drinking about every weekend with my friends, and you mentioned before that methotrexate can really react badly with alcohol, and I'm kind of worried about that.
I'm so happy that you told me about that, because it's really going to affect my decision about how I'm going to move forward with treatment. If you do start to drink again, you need to let me know, because then we'll have to consider other treatment options. It just wouldn't be safe for me to put you on this medication. Now, we're going to bring your mom back into the room right now. I need to know, Brandon, what are you comfortable for me to share with her?
Well, I prefer that we not tell her that I have been drinking, especially now that I'm going to stop. I just don't think that we need to tell her that.
Anything that you say to me in this room is completely confidential.
Thank you very much. That's great.
It looks like, I hope things went well.
I think that appointment went really well. I actually got to talk to my doctor.
It's very important for me to make the teenager feel comfortable that I'm not going to judge them. I'm really there to help them.
Well, when I was alone with the doctor, I actually felt like I could say really what was on my mind. Like it was really just a personal communication.
If I think that there are certain things that his parent should know, I'll really try to encourage the teen to speak to his parent about it, and sometimes they find it helpful if I'm in the room when they're doing it. There are a couple of situations where I would have to share the information with their parent. If I felt the teen was going to hurt himself, if I felt that somebody else was going to hurt the teen, these would be situations where I would have to share the information. But otherwise, I would keep everything completely confidential.
I'm learning to give up some control and let him take control and of his own healthcare, be his own advocate. It's important. He needs to do that.
My advice to teenagers about talking to your doctors, you just have to be honest with them, because if you're not going to get the treatment that you really do need.